There we go. All right, welcome to the GC&HM Podcast. We're sitting down with them Dirty Roses today. How you guys doing today, fellas?
Yes, sir. We're doing great. Let's pivot this thing over so we can get some of Frank in here.
Living the life.
You might have to scoot in the frame.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
We actually saw you guys.
Oh, I might have to scoot in the frame too.
Last year, around this time, at Tumbleweed in Stillwater.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's where we're based out of.
Okay,
Stillwater.
dude,
Yeah.
that was such a fun festival. I can't remember specifically, but there was something about it supposed to being outdoors, and something happened, and they had to switch to the indoor stage and go back and forth between the two.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was accidental or on purpose, but it created
the Stillwoods, right?
That was but also Trey Lewis was there. Yeah. And that was a hell of a good time.
Yeah. It was. I think it was
Stillwater.
That was actually my first concert at the Tumbleweed, and it was for OCL. I actually won a pair of VIP tickets. So I took me and a friend,
nice.
And he works there. He works there, so he was there working security, and I got to watch Matt Williams, and then you guys, and then the Stillwoods, and Flatland, and then Shane Smith, and then I was ruined on concerts after that. Like, no, it's
You
hard
really
to beat
can't.
that.
I mean, it's hard to beat that lineup, especially if you like drinking beer.
Yeah, for sure. I know. I was sitting there watching you guys, and I don't remember who it was, but one of you guys went and got. I think it was like a handle of like Jack Daniels, of like was chugging it on. Yeah,
Entirely.
That tracks.
It's probably
That tracks.
probably one of
Well, what about you guys? What's Stillwater like, man? We didn't get a good dose of it, but we want to come back. I mean, I'm a Ricky Fowler fan. I can get down out there. You know what I mean?
You guys play golf?
I play golf like a guy without a father. You know what I mean? I bastard boy. Yeah, I'm talking about. I love golf, man. I love golf. I've actually in the past years I've gotten super obsessed with disc golf too, dude. Shout out Discraft, sponsor me, bro.
Let's
I
go.
want my own disc. I love disc golf, but dude, golf's just the greatest, dude. Golf's
Yeah, it's hard.
Can I cuss on here before I even
You're
get
good.
going?
You're good.
I'm about to let her fly if I need to.
It's been a long time. We did some radio interviews earlier, and we were like, "What the is going on?" I guess I don't know.
That's one freedom about having a podcast.
Yeah,
is that we can do post editing if we need to. We just let her fly if we need to.
Let's go.
Yeah. So we have this series on our channel too, where we go golfing with an artist, and then they play like live songs after acoustically. So next time you guys are in Stillwater, if you come back to Tumbleweed,
Let's do that because you could get some blooper reels watching me try and swing.
Man, we'd love to. That'd be so awesome. I know y'all
merch-
gotta have some great courses out here.
Our merch guy and our driver both are avid.
Shout out Bobbert. Shout out Alex Hilton, MD.
MD, merch designer.
Merch designer.
Merch director. He's not the designer. Merch director.
Usually it means medical doctor, but not in this case.
No.
Murder
Do we have
director.
the murder director when he gets
Everything you
angry? Do we have an MD on board? He's, yeah. What you need? You need a t-shirt sold? You need a small?
Koozies over here, t-shirts over
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Someone starts choking. Is like, "Is there an MD in the house?" And he walks up. So here's your koozie.
Yeah, exactly.
No joke, bro.
I mean,
Oh my
that's
God, he's dying. Let's get his size real quick.
Yeah. Let's get a size so he can be buried well.
Absolutely, man.
So you guys played earlier today. You've been hanging out the rest of the day. Who are some of the acts you've got to watch here today that you've been liking?
Man,
Shit, everybody really.
it's I'm gonna say it, dude. I'm just gonna say it. I know we're in Oklahoma, but it's the Alabama takeover, dude.
Muscadine.
Red Clay Strays, our boys Muscadine Bloodline.
They're great.
Man, it's just a good day for Alabama right now, man. I feel like that there's a lot of good bands coming out of Alabama, and I know that we get majority of the time overlooked because y'all have it all. I mean, Oklahoma and Texas just takes care of business.
But we do have our favorite Oklahoma boy, Cody Canada, coming up soon.
Shout out to that goober, man.
He starts in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna check him out, man. He's gonna be great. We love Cody.
So, where you guys originated from? What do you guys call your
Alabama,
home?
Gadsden, Alabama.
Is that the like?
That's home.
Is that where all you guys are from, or
That's
just?
where all of
Every
us are
stitch
from.
of
it.
Hey, including our merch guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're
Every
all,
stitch.
yeah, I mean,
We're
we
all
are
from
all, the MD himself, we are all from Alabama.
That's awesome.
I want to tell you a little bit about Deadwake Archery Innovations. They got all kinds of awesome stuff. They create their very own custom designed CNC milled bows and they do all kinds of crazy colors with the anodization. And you want to tell them a little bit more?
Yeah, so it is a Oklahoma State graduate. They're in Kansas, Oklahoma is where they're established. They do some great stuff, great killing machines for the water, honestly. And just go check them out. Thank you so much for Deadwake Archery Innovation for sponsoring this podcast.
Hey, you know how it is. We're going horns down in this house.
I'll say horns down all day, man. I'm with you on that one.
Are you guys Cowboys or Sooners, man? Gotta be Cowboys.
I mean, we both go to school at Oklahoma State, so yeah.
Good. So you love a Sooner, right?
Yeah, we're not going to be any good at football this year either. I know.
Yeah, I got you, man. I got you.
But it's okay. Join the club. I'm getting used to it.
I think UCF's joining the Big 12, aren't they?
UCF is. I think Alabama's playing USF.
Oh,
yeah,
USF. Yeah. South Florida.
The worst of the two.
Gene Chizik left us, then went down there and taught them how to beat them. But
so what's your team then?
We're Auburn fans, man.
Really?
Yeah, Auburn, man. War Eagle, baby. War Eagle, man. Yeah.
Yeah, even James is too. He's out there.
He's about to sing with Cody, so
he's getting ready singing with Cody right now. So
how can you guys be in a band together if you're
you got
Alabama
3 versus 1, so we kind of just don't have to deal with it.
They still lose.
Yeah.
I was about to say, the past couple of years, you guys have been losing.
I just sit quietly in the back, smiling.
That's why I can talk. Yeah, because I've been there. I know what the bottom's like. I live there. I'm a catfish, bro. You merely, what's he say? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, man. You know what I mean? I've been through the trying times. They have too. Now, granted, when we were growing up, you had your Sheila days and DeBose and all that kind of days.
That's why I'm still so surprised, and it still shocks me every time we win, because I grew up in, Sheila was all right, but Francione, Mike DuBose, all of those times when Auburn beat us, 5-6 years in a row, was right when I was in the starting to talk shit phase in elementary and middle school, and I couldn't talk at all. It was just every year, no matter how good we were, it was well, chalk this one up. We're not getting into the BCS. Rest in peace, by the way.
Hey, so were you a fan of the BCS then?
Well, so I think that the BCS made everything matter a little bit more in terms of every game, every bowl game, because now it's you're half in, half out. In the NFL right now currently, if your team makes a good run into the playoffs, you make a deep run, you get into the second or third round, you can hang your hat on that. Something that owners are, obviously you're not happy because you want to win the Super Bowl every year, but out of 32 teams, that's a 1 in 32 shot of winning the Super Bowl. Yeah. So you make a deep playoff run, that's something you can hang your hat on. You're happy about it. When the BCS era, it was, man, there's only 2 teams that are getting to go to this national championship. If you get invited to one of the prestigious bowls, the Peach Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, the Orange Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, any of those bowls, that was something that we're the winner of the Fiesta Bowl. Yeah, we might not have won the national championship, but it was the SEC versus the ACC, and we beat them. Or whatever. Yeah. You had bragging rights to it. Conference championships mattered. Now with the current playoff system, we're sort of half in, half out, where it's almost if you don't make the playoffs, then the season was meaningless, because we've degraded the meaning of bowl games, but we haven't given enough playoff slots for it to include enough teams. So now you've got... Yeah, you've got 4 teams in the playoff every year, and nobody else matters out of 200-something teams. Even the bowl games are starting to matter less. Attendance is, I'm not pulling this from fact, so I shouldn't say attendance is down. But I definitely know that the spirit of Capital One Bowl Week, or whoever's sponsoring it these days. But when I was little, getting off of school for winter semester and going home and watching Bowl Week, you watched Army versus Central Michigan, because it was, they're in the Birmingham Bowl, we got to watch it, this matters. And now half of them go by and you're like, wait, Bowl Week go? What just happened? And all of a sudden it's the Orange Bowl, the CFP National Championship semifinals. And wait, the happened to the rest of Bowl Week?
Yeah.
So it's either in or out. You got to do one of the two, and I think it's going to develop into an 8 or 12 team playoff, which would be nice. But I suppose we'll see.
Lucky for you, Alabama will be in the toilet bowl this year, so y'all can nostalgia the shit.
How long did you sit and wait?
I festered. I'll let you talk, but I was festering.
Oh man,
that's awesome.
It's simmering.
So, go ahead. Where did the name come from? Them Dirty Rooms.
Dude,
who wants to tell it? James isn't here, so
I'll tell it for him. Yeah, man. We actually just talked about this not long ago, but yeah. So James, group of friends walking down Broadway in Nashville, Tennessee. We were fairly young. We were just starting. Like we had just.
It was
decided.
the day. It was the day that the band decided to form.
Yeah, it was kind of like we were just gonna go for it kind of thing, and you know how it is down in your cities. There's this guy selling these roses. You know, come get some roses. They're all just not in great shape, man. They've been out in the sun for a while, and
who knows if they were roses.
And our friend, and he says, "How much?" And he's like, "Oh man, $10 for the pretty ladies. Get a rose." And he was like, "Dude, I'll give you $10, but I don't want them dirty roses, man." And there it was.
And boom, the underdog story was born.
That's a great story.
So give us $10, even if you don't want us, I guess, man.
Did you guys have any other like names that you had been tumbling around?
Man,
Not a
dude.
single-
No, not really, man. We had
Ben has some that he likes.
dude.
That he wants to put on
I like to make
projects.
some funny names,
But
and
never
stuff.
one that was considered for this one.
Well,
I don't think.
you got to remember, like, dude, when we were growing up in high school and stuff, like me and Frank, we had our own. We were in the same grade and everything, so we grew up. We always had like our little garage band. Dude, we had some friends that liked to play music too, so why not hang out? So we were half lit. That was our little group.
That was our
And
talent show.
that's kind of how we broke in. That was my first taste of being on a stage and playing instruments.
They
you know?
made us
Yeah.
change it to Half Lit Horizon.
Yeah, in the talent show, because couldn't be half
Yep.
lit. Then Andrew.
I was in a metal band for the longest time. 7-string guitars, heavy riffs, the whole deal. And the lead singer wanted to sleep with my mom, so he named the band after her. You know.
Geraldine.
Yeah. Yep. Shout out there. That's always a good story to tell.
Absolutely.
It's been about 10 years since I've been able to tell that story, but it's a fun one.
Yeah, and then James, he was actually, believe it or not, like, even being that young, dude, like, he was in a very successful, I wouldn't call it grunge, but it was
Regional.
a rock band.
Yeah, regionally successful,
Yeah, dude,
yeah.
like, they were the guys in town, you know, and they were young, super young, like, probably not even old enough to be in the bars, and they were playing.
Dude, they were in high school.
And so, like, they would get gigs and play and stuff. They were called Dazed, and then there was, I guess there was Time Well Wasted, and then Dazed.
Yeah.
So there's tons of names that have been thrown
man.
around, but this one was just, I don't know, it stuck. This one from the second that it happened, it was
Well,
like,
they didn't
no,
have
that's
no
it.
choice that we didn't want to do anything else. So we were like, we got to make
Yeah.
this work, dude. So lots of grinding time.
TDR.
So if you guys had to change your name right now, like that, someone walked in here, said, "You're getting copyrighted for your name," what would you change your name to?
Running with scissors.
I don't know about all that now, but
No, I do have a cool band name that I want to make for like a southern
metal.
kind of thing, but it's called
Like quick shout out to Maylene and the Sons of Disaster. Our boys.
But I would make it called Dixie Made Connie. We used to have this family that me and Frank grew up with. Is our good friend, shout out Droop, and they were the epitome of get. They were
Wow, the wonderful whites of Alabama.
yeah, they were just the Banshees, bro, and everybody knew it, and it was awesome, man. And he was such a smart, badass dude. He's great, man. He taught me how to play guitar. He is the literal reason that I hold an instrument today.
He was a guitar player of our.
Yeah, and half lit, bro.
Really?
And he is the literal reason I picked up a guitar. And yeah, dude. And his mom was named Connie, and she didn't take shit.
She's wild
off of
as
toilet
fuck.
paper, dude. That was wild, son. So Dixie, being from the South, Dixie made Connie, and that's kind of my. That's just like a. In the back of my mind, think one day
We'll have
maybe.
to
You
at least
know,
make it a
I gotta
song.
make this one work before I start messing with others. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there'll be a side project one day when we all get little bit bored here.
Parodies that we just need these parody albums to be done. We'll get more famous off that.
I gotta hear some of like the parody names
Dude, man.
Come on now, give it to me.
I literally will go to jail, bro.
Yeah, it'll offend too many people. We gotta save that for the after hours podcast.
Dude.
When that sun gets down over that building, we might talk about it.
We'll put it on the Patreon when we make one.
Yeah, that's it.
Patreon on the black.
You have to consent to hear this.
We'll put it behind a paywall, and then it'll be all good.
I'm telling you.
Terms and conditions.
I'm telling you, man. We've made some goofy ones, but like the worst thing that ever happened to us was Frank and James got an electric drum kit, because James was a drummer to begin with, and they got electric drum kits. So we had all these like 808s and sounds, dude. We were done for. That's all we did was just make goofy rhymes.
We probably got 40 demos of us that, who knows, could be.
Oh my God,
could be
dude.
number ones. Not
could
even
be,
all
could be the
parodies. Like,
biggest
we've got
scandal since anything.
Well, that
It's
too. That too. But we have some legitimately good songs just locked away in the nether regions of a 10-year-old laptop sitting on a shelf somewhere. Dude, I mean, and some of them are legitimately songs that I thought would be great. They just never got traction, like within us four. You know, for one reason or another, we forgot about them.
Yeah.
And, you know, it comes with the territory. You forget more than you learn.
Well, howdy, folks. Welcome down to Bad Brad's Barbecue. Hey, stop looking at Gus. Stop it. Stop it. All right, folks, you see here, Jacker's trying to throw some cornhole, and he just can't get her done.
I just cannot hit anything today.
I see that, Jagger.
Man, you gotta have some bad Brads. Play that crap when you're hungry.
Vernon always coming in clutch with the barbecue. Oh, yeah, look at that bite, folks. All right, Jagger, let's see it. Look at that, right in the hole.
Bad Brads, where you can't help but be good.
Like Jagger said, folks, Bad Brad's Barbecue, where it's good to be bad.
Me and Ben have been surprised to get down pretty well going through the tour in the 4 days that you were on baby duty.
Frank's our driver, man. Frank's our driver. He don't like other people to drive because he'll put a hole through your back seat trying to put the brakes.
Yeah, he will. He's like, hey, wait, watch out, watch out.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, it's good now. But yeah,
That's great.
That's the dynamic. He's the driver. We typically don't really hire out too many crew members because we like money, and we're just like, well, I mean, what's a little bit more work to get like several hundred extra dollars on your check because you didn't hire some guy. So yeah, Frank drives. I'll respond to emails and set up interviews and like this one in advance shows and stuff, and then, you know, instead of having an MC on stage, Ben will talk to us, and instead of having to give some dude 50% of your songwriting royalties, James will write songs, and we'll all jump in here and there and contribute to it, and then I'll do our pre-production demos and stuff. That way you don't have to hire any studios. So we like to keep it in-house. We did recently expand, like we talked about earlier, to Alex, our merch director, and then to Bob. He has been, Bob has been just priceless on this tour. He deserves all the money in the world that we can't give to him. Sorry, bro. But he has saved our lives several times, driving us around in the bus and just, oh man.
Bobbert put 50 feet in Los Angeles is all I'm saying. He drove the whip all the way through Los Angeles.
He did.
Bus, trailer, just absolutely Mike Jones freaking fofos. He's tipping, boss. He went through the whole
fucking Hollywood.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It happened. It was real. Yeah, man.
That's great.
Yeah, man.
So we were actually talking about that the other day. It was like, man, I feel like if we had like a band or something, like we would like want to do a lot of like the setup work and stuff like that, just so you don't have to put people on salary like that, and you have more money to go around.
It's a growing thing to learn, and it just takes time. It just takes time to understand how everything works and to get everything planned accordingly to where it will benefit everybody, man.
And then when you guys have like, you guys will eventually get to the point where it's like, well, we got a little bit of extra money. I'm tired of
you know what you
putting all
do
that
is you
stuff.
invest it back into this whole
Right?
operation.
Yeah.
But also, I can't wait to hire some crew members. I'm just for real, like,
Yeah, the breaking down, that would be nice.
I would hire some dude just to break our down, and I would almost split my salary with him. Just, I mean, no. I wouldn't actually. I said almost, but like.
Not quite.
Setting up is fun. I enjoy setting up the stage because you get to kind of build your little areas and do your things, and you sort of envision how the show is going to go. The excitement is still building, but then once you break down, A, you're already drunk, and B, you are like, the excitement is gone. You've already talked to all the fans, taken all the pictures, sold all the merch, left your heart out on the stage, and now you have to go break down, and that. Oh man, that really sucks. That's just not one of the things that I ever want to do. I would hire somebody just to break down and pack it up in the trailer perfectly while I sat on the bus. I wouldn't even feel bad about it.
Bob was trying to figure out. He kind of got the drum.
Bob did. Bob figured out a good bit of it. He unloaded it a few times by himself when we were hungover. That was nuts. Again, shout out to Bob. He's coming up a good lot in this cast here.
So, what are some of your guys' like inspirations as songwriters, as musicians? Like, what do you inspire?
Life.
No.
I mean, seriously, it runs the gamut. I grew up as a rock and roll guy. Like, Guns N' Roses was first, and then Ozzy, and then the journey through Ozzy with like Randy, and then Jake, and then Zach coming in. All of those guys, each one of those three taught me all something different, and then it got around to Metallica and Pantera and all of that, and that's where I started playing guitar, and that's what I really kind of just dove into at that level, because it was before genres got so split and divided where you could put Pantera on a show with Aerosmith back in the day, and like, hey, it might have made sense, it was rock and roll and heavy rock and roll. Like, metal hadn't gotten so far removed from like what we consider classic rock now to where it didn't make sense. A lot of the metal bands these days, like if you look at like Killswitch Engage or I Prevail or like August Burns Red, a lot of those guys wouldn't really fit with, say, like Greta Van Fleet. But before all of that got so split, I was all in that world, and that was I would say that's where I came from more than anything, was that heavy rock world. And I think everybody has their own specific answer.
Real quick for you, what's your favorite Guns N' Roses song?
Ooh, man. Okay, so favorite, Estranged is a really good one. I know it came later on, but Out to Get Me is also a really, obviously you can't leave without saying like Paradise City or something, but if you're talking about like take away the big three, like Paradise City, Sweet Child, and Welcome to the Jungle, if you're taking away those three, Estranged is, dude, you can't beat it. Spent $4 million on a video, and the song is just as epic as the video. But then again, from the first album, Out to Get Me is just angry, pissed off, original GNR, like rock and roll.
I'm a big Mr. Brownstone guy. That's
Mr.
my favorite.
Brown, dude, that's one of my warm-up riffs on stage is Mr. Brownstone, and it just, it slaps.
It's good.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Inspirations now.
Good answer, Andrew.
I mean, yeah, dude, I don't know their blood type or anything, but I do know that, I mean, man, really and truly, my mom was a great rocker. Like, my granddad was a musician. He still is a musician. He taught me like Jerry Lee Lewis, Boogie Woogie, dude. He taught me all the good stuff. My mom taught me all the hair metal. She taught me Van Halen, all the shit. There's nothing we used to play. I remember growing up, man, every song that would come on the radio, she'd say, "Who is this?" And she wouldn't tell me until I got it. If I just didn't get it, she just wouldn't tell me. Tough shit, figure it out. And then, I grew up with Frank. This is, my whole life, Frank and James. So, their dad really just embedded into me like, yo, dude, this is the great right here. And he showed me, Al Green, Allman Brothers, Otis Redding, list goes on. All the classics, man. And, I did my own digging. I really enjoy, like Limp Bizkit. I freaking enjoy Kid Rock.
There's nobody that doesn't enjoy Limp Bizkit, and if they say they don't, fine.
Absolutely. And I love Kid Rock, man.
Rob Zombie.
Rob Zombie, man. I had the oldest poster I got. It's a Rob Zombie poster, and I used to keep it on. I used to keep it on my door, man. And it was a Rolling Stone cover, and I used to keep it because he had dreadlocks, and it was like kind of not all the way dreadlocks. I was like, man, one day I'm gonna look like that. So now I've got dreadlocks. I just gotta wait to get older and more badass. So hopefully that comes overnight. But
I think you still had those in the Antioch house. That poster, I remember.
I have it. I still have it.
I remember getting high a couple times and staring at that poster.
It's amazing. And yeah, man, I guess my biggest inspirations is just digging and yeah, Scott Weiland. Just life, dude. Just finding what I like, whatever kind of mood I'm in. There's always something out there. Digging in and finding what I need to hear in that time of life, and that's just kind of it. I'm never consistent, but I listen to a lot of stuff, hip hop. I love rap and everything. But I mean,
and the Kenny Chesney.
The Kenny Chesney.
Yeah, me and my girl back home, we'll be getting weird on some Kenny Chesney, boy. You can't beat the man.
Not the Kenny
tarp down.
The Kenny Chesney.
Putting the tarp down on the bed.
Nah, not like that.
The sun goes down.
Oh, dude. Shout out to my girl Olivia. El Cerrito Place makes us get weird. We love it.
He's living in fast forward over here. That's what he's doing.
Man, we actually just played a festival with Kenny Chesney, and it was when Morgan Wallen had to drop off because of his voice, and Kenny Chesney stepped up and he played it. Dude, there's not 1 second of dead air. Every time he finishes a song, he's already started another one. He's still the baddest man on the planet. There's a reason that you're 21 years old and you still know who Kenny Chesney is. You just told me 2 songs, so I got news for you. The man's a legend.
I grew up listening to like his 2000s album. Oh my gosh, he's got so many good songs.
If you've ever been outside and put your feet in grass or sand, you know who Kenny Chesney is, bro. Frank, talk about your day.
When I was super young, I listened to James Brown a lot for some reason. I mean, I know why, but
yeah.
And then
I just love James.
But yeah, like my dad
love James Brown.
My dad gave us a lot of music to listen to, and then I got into James's kind of like music journey whenever I was turning like, I don't know, 13 or something like that. You start learning about the 90s grunge and all the 90s rock going on, and then I'm trying to think. Yeah, I was a big classic rock guy.
Yeah, getting into Zeppelin and the Black Crowes and all that.
Yeah, all that stuff. Black Crowes' greatest hits is pretty good. Yeah, like I mean, there's everything from Hall & Oates, like Otis Redding, and then I mean there was so the list goes on and on. Not very much country, believe it or not. Like I started actually getting into country, or just old school country, just like within the past 2 years or something. Just those songs hit different when you're older, you know.
Yeah.
But
you have to have lived through a couple of the things that they're talking about in order to appreciate it.
Yeah. But Rival Sons is probably like my newest, favorite rock band.
Rival Sons is God's voice.
Yeah, they're pretty damn good.
Them first couple of records, they'll absolutely eat you alive, dude.
Pressure and Time's a good one.
So I'm noticing a common theme with like classic rock, and just a light bit of country. What would you describe you guys if you had to put yourself in a genre, even if you had to make your own genre?
Y'alternative rock.
Y'alternative rock. I like it. That's good.
I don't know. I like it.
We said that earlier.
It came about one day, and I was like, I'm pretty sure somebody said this before, but if they haven't, then that is straight up what we are. It's like we all listen to alternative rock growing up, and that's eventually where we landed throughout all the genres that we grew up listening to. Once we started coming of age to where we were playing instruments, we all landed on Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Third Eye Blind. Even like some Blink-182. We all landed in that same late 90s, early 2000s music scene. But we're from Alabama, so it's gonna have a little bit of a southern twist to it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't help it. You've listened to the way that we've all spoke on this podcast. It's not a fake thing. It's just draw out the words a little longer. Don't speak quite correctly.
Yeah.
Y'alternative rock.
Y'alternative rock.
that's why I think like last year when we saw you guys and the Steelwoods played, you guys play, I mean, that to me, that's kind of a similar type sound.
Oh, yeah.
You guys give it a little bit more rock.
Much respect to the Steelwoods. Those boys. Oh, man, they're our family at this point. They're
incredible.
They're great. And, I mean, every piece of them, all the way from Wes to Tyler to everybody, all the way down to each crew member that they have is our family at this point. Like, I think we all regularly...
Brad.
I think we all regularly interact with like every single person on their team that's on the front lines, you know.
We love those guys.
Yeah,
man.
no, they're family. They're family at this point.
If there's a singer that wants to do Southern rock or any kind of anything, they dream of having Wes Bayless's voice, dude.
Yeah.
It's just perfect, dude. You can't beat it. You
Seriously,
can't replicate it, you can't duplicate it. It's just 1,000,000,000% authentic, and you dream of finding somebody who can sing like that.
I was told by somebody one time, they were like, you know, back in the day, everybody wanted George Jones' voice. And this was an artist that's, I don't know if he wants me to say his name, so I won't do that. But it's an artist that's close with all of us, and he was like, man, you know, back in the day, everybody said like, oh, dude, George Jones just has the best voice in country music, and everybody tried to emulate that. And Wes Bayless is like the modern version of George Jones. He's not quite as IQ challenged. He doesn't eat raw potatoes with salt on them in a bed after quacking to himself. You know, God rest George Jones' soul, but we all know where the man was as far as brain power goes, and nobody was putting him up for the Nobel Prize for physics or anything.
I don't think Wes is going to go out and drive drunk on a lawnmower.
Right, exactly. Wes is probably...
I'm not surprised you know.
Wes has probably got him in a spelling bee. We'll put it that way.
The Steelwoods have been one of my favorite groups for, like, since last year. The first time I saw them, immediately I was like, these guys
absolutely.
are awesome.
It's just unmatched.
I've been trying to get them like on the show here and there, and then Thursday night we were in here randomly, and then a guy we met in here, he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go do an interview with Wes real quick. So you guys want to come?" I was like, "Absolutely, I'm there."
Oh God,
we ended up on his bus, and we got to take a picture with him, and he was one of the nicest guys we've met.
He is, and surprisingly,
Alabama boy.
Surprisingly,
I said, Alabama
he's
boy.
really shy. Like, he doesn't, or from my experience anyway, I don't want to talk about somebody that, you know, without them being here, but he's really shy. Like, he's one of those people that the first couple times you meet him, you're like, man, does this guy like me? Is he trying to get away from me or whatever? And then you talk to him a little bit more, and he's just like, no, I just don't know what to say to you. Like,
He's a man with many gifts. I've seen him glide on skating backwards, you know. Like,
he is a man with many gifts.
he's a better drummer. He's got a better shuffle than me, which is drum shuffle.
I was
He's a
just
good
absolutely
drummer.
blown away because I mean we meet a lot of people, and sometimes these guys that you're like, oh, these guys are awesome, but then they're or whatever, you know. And then we met him, and it was like super nice.
Yeah.
Good, man. I love hearing that, man. They always say don't meet your heroes and people like that, but he's one of the good ones, dude. He's just a good old dude.
He is. And you know, I gotta say, I've been staring at this camera the whole time, thinking that that's what was capturing us.
Yeah.
And I've been like leaning to the side to hit this vape, and just now realized that there's this camera over here that's looking at me, and like leaning to the side doesn't.
We're gonna make a montage and put it on YouTube Shorts just every time you hit it.
Dude, you should be. No, you should, because it's gonna remind me. Monday, I'm quitting, and I'm going over to Zen. And so,
did you go to the Zen zone
no,
over there?
I didn't, but I'm quitting and going to Zen because, granted, it makes me feel slightly better than cigarette. Whew, sorry, that's the beer. Makes me feel slightly better than cigarettes to smoke this. I don't wake up like coughing up blood or black every day. Definitely a step forward from smoking cigarettes every day, but every time I go to swim or like jump in the ocean or anything that remotely requires cardio, I realize how trash my cardio is, and that's directly responsible for a large portion of it. So that might be the last time you ever see me hit one of those things. So to the hidden camera that I didn't see.
I want to give a huge shout out to our new sponsor, Red Earth Designs. They made all of these new T-shirts you're seeing. You can find those on social media. If you go to our page, Guitars Cowboys Pod, you can click on that, message us, get a shirt, all that good stuff.
They also made these awesome cups for us, guys. They do everything from screen printing, vinyl, laser etching. They will probably even give you a tattoo if you can give them enough time. But go check out Phil there in Perry. Great shop. We'll be looking to go there in the future, give you guys kind of a lowdown on their background.
Thank you so much to Red Earth Designs for sponsoring.
And it was the first time that we'd really been in a real like professional level studio doing this thing for sure. And I mean it's like the light version of what we're capable of. And so the newest record that just came out, and music video actually yesterday, 2 days ago, you lose track of days on the road.
Yeah.
But music video Highway My Home just came out. Check that one out. That is the final installment of this record that came out a couple months back. We've been doing it slow release, but it just finally came out in its entirety a couple of months back. And I'm super proud of that one because we broke down a lot of, not really broke down a lot of walls, but we broke down a lot of our own walls that were, you know, once you start playing together for a certain period of time and you get more comfortable telling each other like, you could do better than that. That's not your best work. Do this again, but do it this way. And you start getting in a room together and it starts happening versus just like, all right, well, these are the songs and here's how they go and let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
And so the second record, I feel like was as a step forward. Part one of the second record, and then part two of the second record is even another step forward with all of us as far as playing, because part one of the record was only the third, fourth, or fifth time, you know, that we'd been in a studio, and that was still when we were learning. That was still early on, and we recently cut the second half of this record, and I feel like in that gap, we all took a big leap forward as far as being able to feel what serves the song, what doesn't, what's the best way that you can do your part and still have it musically speak, but also have it speak to the song. And so I'm super excited for the second part to come out.
Namaste.
Don't even remember what the original question was now.
Top 3 songs, Andrew.
Zen. They wasn't talking about the pouches, bro.
No, wasn't talking about the pouches. Anyway, top three songs are whatever your top 3 songs are.
Probably Good Life and
Sunday Drunk, man.
Sunday Drunk's always a good one.
Yeah, those 3.
Black Magic Lady. There's a lot
Black
of them,
Magic
man.
Lady
I
is pretty
mean, don't put
fire,
us in that. I can't tell you 3. I want you to listen to all.
Yeah.
Of them.
Hey, well, if someone like was
Obviously,
didn't
when
know
people-
any of your music
Yeah.
and they're like, I want to go check you guys
Yeah.
out.
The
What do
first
you
thing-
want them to listen to?
What I want them to listen to, what they pick.
He wants them to
Whatever
set
you
aside
relate
an
to.
hour and listen to the entire album.
Yeah, dude.
Whatever you relate
just
to.
Cruise, dude. Just listen, man. You might find it's not yours, and you might find some on the head.
Your
we
top
talk
3.
a lot, man. It's not like we're on a one topic thing, man. We just kind of write what's going on and what
Your
we're
top
thinking
3 are
about.
going to be different than our top 3.
Yeah, everybody does have
Find
their
what you
favorite.
like,
Yeah.
man.
Right
makes
now,
sense.
Highway My Home is really speaking to me because we've been out here for a long time.
Yeah. I can see that.
Running the roads.
Well, we know
Burning
you guys gotta
tires.
get going. We know you want to check out Cody Canada, so we're gonna let you go. But I got one final question.
Let's hear it.
Did you ever get back your cocaine and whiskey?
Oh, 10 times over.
Dang, you stole my question, Brett.
I didn't know if you were gonna
It's on,
ask.
it's on the rider.
It's
10
on the
times
rider.
over. Yeah.
It's on the right.
He's only lying a little bit.
only 50%.
Yeah, only 50.
No, I mean-
we'll let the viewer decide which
Yeah.
50%'s on the rider.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well,
Okay.
we really appreciate you guys taking
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thanks for
having
having us, man.
We appreciate
If
you
you guys
having
are
us
ever in Stillwater, let's go play some golf. I think it'll be a blast.
Dude, man,
I
please
suck.
do.
He'll probably beat you. Though.
He may. One of our 3 guys will beat you.
He'll smack him.
We'll have some fun for
Yeah.
sure, man. I can't wait.
And
That
let's
sounds
leave
great.
this on a big roll tide.
Yeah, I
War
doubt
Eagle.
it. That was lame as
You
We'll
guys
cut
at
that
work.
out, but we'll see you
Yeah,
guys
we'll edit
later.
that out.